Sapna, what are oil companies asking for?
Well, indeed, oil companies have made a renewed pitch so that they should be allowed to at least increase prices, at least marginally, if not on products, all products, at least diesel. We are given to understand by the industry that there are still cash losses on diesel. And this is despite some profits that the companies have shown in Q3. Plus, also the forex losses have not been factored in the pricing. And if you look at the forex losses, at least of two of the companies, that's a substantive number, over 10,000 crores. Similarly, in terms of the consolidated loss incurred by the companies in the first 9 months of the current financial year, that number is also significant. So to speak, they are indicating that it's by taking care of other businesses or other revenues that have come in from other businesses, that is how they have been able to recoup the losses in Q3. So the situation is not very pretty, so to speak, and going forward, unless the price freeze on petrol and diesel is not lifted, I suppose this is a situation that's going to continue, especially since Finance Ministry has been very clear, no compensation for petrol and diesel losses.
Sapna, many thanks for joining us. The Income Tax Department has finally concluded its extensive probe at the BBC offices in New Delhi and Mumbai. This after nearly 60 hours, the BBC has issued a statement saying it stands by its colleagues and journalists who will continue to report without fear or favour. Neil Mohan has become the new Chief Executive Officer of video sharing platform YouTube. He joins the long list of Indian origin CEOs leading big tech companies. The 49-year-old has previously worked with Accenture and Google before moving to YouTube. So Neil Mohan taking over from Susan Wojcicki. And speaking of Google, the company has laid off more than 400 employees in India. This is as part of its global cost-cutting drive. Reports suggest an email was sent out to the concerned employees. Now, just last month, Alphabet, the parent company of Google, had announced that 6% of its workforce will be trimmed. And from Google to Twitter, the cost-cutting drive continues. After laying off 90% of its staff in India, Twitter has now shut down 2 of its 3 offices. The Bengaluru office continues to house a few engineers, but offices in Mumbai and Delhi have been shut down. Ritu standing by with more details. Ritu.
That's right. We understand that after laying off more than 90% of its India staff, Twitter has now closed down 2 of its offices in India, and we've been given to understand that these are Twitter's Mumbai and New Delhi offices. The company continues to have a shared office space in Bengaluru, which is its 3rd location in India. Now, this, of course, is part of Twitter's efforts to cut costs globally, and no different from what Twitter has been doing in some of its offices in other parts of the world as well. Now, we understand that only 3 people remain at Twitter India. That is 3 people who are working for Twitter India, and this includes the country lead and 2 other people who are covering the North and East region, as well as South and West regions for Twitter in India. Now, all of these 3 people, we understand, are currently working from home and not in offices. Now, Twitter's Bengaluru office mostly staffs engineers who report directly into the US headquarters. So technically, they're not part of the India team, and it is unclear how many of them still remain in the engineering team in Bengaluru. Now, the company has been in a bit of a flux since Elon Musk's $44 billion takeover and seen a massive drop in revenues. While Musk has hinted at bankruptcy in the past, in late 2022, he did claim that Twitter was no longer in the fast lane to bankruptcy, but it still wasn't secure.
Ritu, many thanks for joining us. And with that, it is time for us to wrap up this edition of Business 360. Thanks very much for watching. Do stay tuned to CNBC-TV18. Our Friday special Editors Roundtable is coming up next.